Running a containerized application on a single physical server is a well-understood, solved problem. But when user traffic outgrows that single machine's capacity, administrators hit a hard ceiling. Crossing the boundary from one machine to many introduces three distinct distributed system challenges. You immediately have to solve for secure internode networking, efficient workload scheduling across different machines, and hardware fault tolerance. This split-screen diagram illustrates how Docker Swarm addresses those challenges. On the left, a manual operator is forced to deploy isolated containers onto individual server boxes. On the right, Swarm acts as an orchestration engine, abstracting multiple underlying physical nodes to create a single, unified logical server. Swarm achieves this without relying on a third-party add-on. It is Docker's native orchestration tool, built directly into the core engine running on each machine. Kubernetes is undeniably the dominant platform for massive, complex enterprise deployments. However, Swarm targets engineering teams that require automated orchestration without taking on a massive spike in operational overhead. By integrating directly into the existing Docker architecture, Swarm provides multi-node production resilience while preserving the familiar developer experience used on single hosts. This diagram shows the foundational architecture of a cluster. The system is built by connecting multiple physical or virtual machines, called nodes, each operating with Docker in Swarm mode. Within this cluster, nodes are strictly divided into two roles, managers and workers. The worker nodes operate as execution environments. Their sole purpose is to run the workloads they are assigned, and they participate in zero cluster-wide decision-making. The manager nodes act as the brains of the cluster. They are responsible for maintaining the desired state of the application, scheduling tasks for the workers, and routing internal traffic. To function as a single brain, these managers require a way to maintain absolute agreement on the cluster's current state. They achieve this using a mathematical mechanism called the Raft consensus algorithm. Because Raft relies on majority voting, administrators follow a strict architectural rule for high availability. They must run an odd number of managers, typically 3 or 5. This ensures a voting quorum is maintained, even if a manager node unexpectedly drops offline. Strictly separating the execution environments from the managers and enforcing a mathematical consensus guarantees that the central orchestration logic survives localized hardware failures. With the node rules established, Swarm replaces the manual start and stop commands used for individual containers with a new deployment unit called a service. A service defines the strict parameters for an application layer. It dictates the exact container image, the ports to expose, the resource consumption limits, and the exact target replica count. Look at this digital desired state document. The manager node reads this declarative definition and autonomously schedules the requested replicas across the available worker nodes, distributing them based on the current CPU and RAM capacity. This setup enables a continuous self-healing loop. If a worker node unexpectedly dies, taking its assigned containers with it, the manager instantly detects a drop in the active replica count. The manager immediately reschedules that lost replica onto a remaining healthy node to restore the desired state. Scaling overall application capacity up or down relies on this exact same loop. Increasing capacity requires only updating a single target replica count integer. This self-healing abstraction transitions system administration from manually reacting to server crashes to simply declaring what the final system looks like and letting the cluster do the work. A distributed architecture immediately introduces a networking problem. Containers deployed on completely separate physical servers require a secure method to communicate with each other. This diagram shows Swarm's built-in solution, the overlay network. It is a virtualized network layer that lets containers route traffic across physical machines using only service names, entirely ignoring the underlying IP addresses of the physical nodes. This internal network solves internal communication, but introduces an ingress challenge. When external users hit a cluster's IP address, how does incoming traffic know which physical node currently holds the specific container they need to reach? Swarm solves this with the routing mesh, visualized here. The mesh publishes exposed service ports across every single node in the cluster simultaneously. If external traffic hits node C, but the required container is on node A, node C instantly forwards the traffic through the internal mesh directly to node A. This mechanism acts as a native load balancer. It ensures external requests will successfully reach a healthy container, regardless of which specific physical node initially receives the packet. By integrating both the overlay network and the routing mesh directly into the engine, Swarm eliminates the need to configure third-party networking plugins, which reduces the number of moving parts in the overall architecture. Orchestrating stateless application logic is only half the equation. Real-world deployments also require secure handling of sensitive configurations and persistent data storage. To manage configurations, Swarm includes a native secrets management system. This securely stores items like API keys and database passwords, ensuring they're encrypted both at rest within the cluster and during transit over the network. Swarm mounts these secrets directly into designated containers as temporary in-memory files. This actively avoids the standard security vulnerabilities associated with passing credentials through plain text environment variables. To manage state, Swarm uses volumes. These solve the ephemeral nature of containers by entirely decoupling the actual data storage from the container's temporary lifecycle. In a multi-node Swarm environment, these volumes typically connect to shared network storage infrastructure. This ensures the data physically follows a container if the manager reschedules it to a completely different node. To deploy these services, networks, and volumes simultaneously, engineers use the highest-level Swarm abstraction, stacks. As seen in this comparison, a stack is defined using the exact same YAML structure used in local Docker Compose files, with a few Swarm-specific additions for production constraints. Those additions include placenet constraints, which allow engineers to strictly tie specific workloads, like heavy database processes, to specific physical nodes featuring fast SSD storage. Stacks allow engineering teams to take the declarative YAML syntax they already use in local development and use it to execute multi-service production rollouts. Maintaining 100% application availability during version upgrades is a non-negotiable requirement for modern production environments. To achieve this, Swarm relies on the rolling update feature demonstrated here. When a service requires a new image version, Swarm replaces older container instances with newer ones in gradual batches, rather than restarting the entire system at once. Administrators define the parameters of these updates. They configure specific batch sizes, set mandatory wait delays between each update batch, and establish automated failure thresholds. If a new version fails its internal health check during deployment, Swarm detects the error, pauses the rollout immediately, and reverts the service to the previous working version. Combining gradual batch processing with automatic rollbacks provides an automated deployment pipeline designed to protect end users from experiencing upgrade-related outages. Any orchestration decision inevitably leads to an industry comparison between Docker Swarm and Kubernetes. Kubernetes maintains strengths in this space. It features an ecosystem of extensions, granular scheduling options, and flexibility for complex, multi-layered enterprise architectures. However, those strengths are paired with trade-offs: operational overhead, a steep learning curve, and the practical requirement for dedicated platform engineering teams just to maintain the cluster. This visual scale highlights Swarm's alternative: deliberate architectural simplicity. Because Swarm features native Docker integration, it requires zero external dependencies to execute core orchestration features like internal routing, state consensus, and high availability. If an engineering team already understands how to build a Docker Compose file, migrating their applications to a Swarm cluster requires minimal operational retraining. Ultimately, for deployments requiring maximal extensibility, Kubernetes is the standard. But for teams prioritizing immediate operational simplicity and robust self-healing without additional headcount, Docker Swarm provides a complete orchestration layer through the familiar Docker interface.